Hey, hello everybody. It is Dr. Steve Hoffman back with another episode of Core Wellness TV, coming to you from nature. Charlestown Park here in Indiana, and doing some serious earthing today. And I want to show you a few things about what barefoot training can do for you, and a very simple concept about how to train the deep hip rotators. I've talked about this a lot, and I want to give you another way to think about this, turning on those deep internal rotators that wake up and talk to your brain about where to keep your hip in space and time, that actually helps you make a little space in your hip, help it keep it centrated and safe, and kind of keep it from degenerating on you, okay? So the first thing is, I was out today, and I usually wear a minimus type of shoe, like this New Balance minimus, that I was out walking and been having a little bit of knee trouble. I don't know if you can see my little knee brace I've had on here. And I decided about halfway through, when I got to this spring down here, to take my shoes off. And just because it's beautiful, I mean, everything, the ground is still soft. We had a little rain, springtime, wildflowers are everywhere. I'll post some pictures of those maybe at the end of this video. But I took my shoes off, stood in the spring for a second, and then started walking down the trail, and I noticed something. Immediately, I was going slower. I was paying more attention to every step I took. All of a sudden, I was becoming mindful. Just taking your shoes off can help you become more in the present moment. So that's the first thing. And I'm not recommending everybody go out into the wilderness and start walking on trails barefoot, right? You start this by simply getting in your backyard, in your nice grass or your safe area container, and you just walk. Try to balance on one leg and maybe walk around the house, right? But just slow it down. And you'll notice that you don't automatically cram your heel down every time you take a step. You're going to notice that you're going to land with more of your forefoot, and your toes are going to be more activated and spread. And this spreading and this activation sends the message of stability and openness through your system. When we lose the ability to spread our fingers and spread our toes, then it turns us into this philosophy. When you spread and open, it gives your message to the nervous system of openness. So that's the first thing. Also, whenever you're putting your feet on the actual earth, you're getting grounded electrons. These negative electrons come through your body, act to automatically take tension out of your muscles and lower your cortisol levels. This has been studied, okay? So you can get this natural earthing technology to make you feel more grounded and better as well. In addition to that, there's lots of afferents and information that comes through your feet to talk to your brain, especially your feet talk to your hips. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about right now. I'm in a kind of weird place. I know I'm trying to crunch down into the camera here, because I wanted you to understand that the rocks are a really important part of grounding, and being able to adapt to uneven terrain is a big part of staying human and staying open as long as you can. Guarantee you're going to stay open and more stable when you're walking on rocks, and you won't be walking like this. So what I'm talking about now is with the down foot. Okay, you're not going to be able to see the down foot. I might be able to show you some from the top. But my down foot is grounded, right? It's my 3 pillars. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if I can do this. 1, 2, 3. Base of your big toe, base of your little toe, and your heel. Grounded into the ground. And if I was to just take off to go this way, I would push away from those 3 pillars, and I would automatically get external rotation, would go through my hip and allow me to charge up the hill. And that's great, okay? But here's the thing. If you want to, that works on the big outer glute muscles and the power generators, your jumpers and your climbers, and that's great to use those. But if you want to train the deeper, the gemelli and the obturators and these little bitty muscles around your hip, if you do the same thing, have that intention of driving away, but just don't do the actual turn. You just push through, and what happens is that activates the deeper muscles. What you can't see, let me see, I'll do it from here. If I if I push away from my 3 pillars here to drive myself this way and go flying down the hill, the rock face here, right? When I push away like that, if I don't actually do the push away and all I do is have the intention of pushing away from those points, then I'm activating these deep muscles without actually generating the force of the external rotation. Okay, so I'll link to another video here where I talk more about what the deep hip internal rotators do and how they're important for making space and keeping healthy hips. Okay, so that's the general philosophy is when you drive through, don't do the drive, push away from, well, maybe you can see what's happening here in my hip. As I relaxed, push away. Relaxed, so now I'm spiraling away from those 3 points. And I'm feeling all these deep hip muscles working around my hip capsule, my hip joint. So play around with that. You can stand with 2 feet. I'm in kind of a weird place here. 2 feet, same thing. Drive away from those 2 feet and you'll automatically feel an opening pattern happen in your body. So get your bare feet on the ground, activate those deep hip internal rotators, okay, and get out in nature and look for me to be somewhere in a park near you coming up soon. I'm going to start this coming Earth Day 2017 at Lincoln Boyhood National Memorial with a Nature as Teacher tours. I'm going to be doing some things with the national parks, and so if that interests you and you have a national park near you or any park near you and you would like to have some kind of outing in nature where we take parts of nature and do stuff like this, and I teach little tidbits of how you can take nature in natural ways and learn from that to make you younger, stronger, more upright, and keep yourself from curling into this little ball, right? Like this little flower right here. It's going to grow, it's going to open up, and it's going to come back down. It's going to die, right? Just like us, we have, by the time we're 0 to 4 to 6 years old, we've opened all the way up with our posture and our body, and we spend the rest of our life like this with machines and stuff. So the more you can stay open, the more open you stay with your mind, with your body, and your spirit. So anyway, if that interests you, you can always get a hold of me at, let's see, what's the best place? Just put info at gettoyourcore.com. Okay, try that out and I'll get back with you, or someone will get back with you about the Nature as Teacher episodes or events. All right, thank you so much for listening. Get outside. Bye-bye.